pieces that I write. So there's a lot of poetry up there and some short stories. And then the other blog is about everyday things and music that I like and things like that. So some of the posts that I put up are just musings of the stuff that goes on in my head, or they're like what I'm thinking at the time, written out as if I was explaining them to you the way I think them. So I've got a couple of those, and then I've also got a couple very short stories that aren't related to the silly stories in the beginning. So I'll just say what I'm doing as I'm going. This is a very on-the-spot video. I wanted to make a whispering video, and this is what I decided to do. So, first off, there's a game where each person, all you and your friends, you're like sitting in a circle. Doesn't have to be a circle, but there has to be some semblance of a shape, so that you can pass around pieces of paper, and you each have a piece of paper, and you write one sentence before you pass it on. And the person that receives that piece of paper has to just read the one sentence before there, so you end up getting very random stories, because each sentence only connects to the two sentences, the one before and the one after. So it's very, very odd. So those are the stories that I'm going to read to you first. There's maybe 10 of them. So let's get started. Story number 1. My name is Edward, and I have boring story to tell. Can you pass me some Edward? But they were out of Edward, so they could not read all the apple stories. Unfortunately, all the apples had worms. The worms were cannibals Mr. Sinatra had run away from home and was missing. Maybe the peanut butter jar provides answers. So sure enough, they found the answer in the jar. The answer was 42. Luckily, it was Jim's day off, so we still got to watch football. The end. Story number 5. Long ago, in a space village, there was a purple monkey. The monkey's name was Frederick Zebo II. He was the captain of the starship Zagoth, but his ship had no steering wheel. I can't describe what happened next. Just kidding, the ship crashed and everyone in it had a great bounce. They crawled out of the ship and saw a rubber duck army sergeant. The sergeant was the greatest duck in the force and an expert marksman, but the duck had lost his arms/wings in battle and was confined to a wheelchair. I wish social workers took care of him from henceforth on, but the government budget was slashed and he lived in solitude. The end. Story number 6. One day, Hamilton got an idea. He wanted to be the first man to eat a whole planet. The first step would be to steal the great inventor Buzzley's shrinking potion. So I went over undercover to the all-purpose potion shop. But the potion shop knew he was coming and plotted to kill me. Why, I squealed. Why is the real question here. Too bad no one ever actually found out the answer. The end. That one makes even less sense than all the rest. Oh, sorry about that. Story number 7. On that fateful day, Waldo forgot to wear his striped shirt. This was the worst mistake he could make, for now it would be found. He dunked himself in ginger ale to hide from the wolves. Wolves had gingers but adore mini pastries. Wolves also enjoy a fine cup of tea every now and then, and some other time that isn't now, such as Wednesday or the day that the world imploded into a black hole. It was all over the news and everyone was talking about it. No, they weren't. They were yelling about it forever. Eventually, the wombats interceded. Then the marshmallows invaded and it all went dark. The end. So, story number 9. The golden brown lion named Harry was on a long, perilous journey. Suddenly, Lucy and Peter showed up. Get out of my house. I can't afford child support. Everyone laughed because he/she wouldn't support that child. They sold the kid to the monks and changed his name to Daedalus. Daedalus decided to join the chess club, but there was no chess club because the La La Land infiltrated their notes, and they all had "Kiss You" stuck in their heads forever. The end. I hate that One Direction song. Okay, it's a bit strong. I really dislike it. Story number 10. So we aren't interested in the truth that makes the snow globe community work. The snow globe community are very proud people. There are so many snow globes that they spun around until they traveled in time. They traveled back to the days of yore, but they didn't know what yore meant, so Grace explained to him what yore meant because English is hard to Evan, which settled everything. The end. Story number 11. So I ran away from the carnival. Why are we starting with so? As if we had somewhere to go. But they did have some place to go. They were going to Taco Bell in search of the meat nose. They found it in the Egyptian statue, and it was everything they hoped and dreamed for, so they slept under the stars. The end. Wow. Story number 12. Down in the mines of Moria, Steve the narwhal searched for his girlfriend Stacy and her cat. Steve searched the cupboards, the trees, under the rocks, and next to the cheese. Then he remembered it was on the old man's head. Can you even do that in the Republic of Cincinnati? They weren't allowed, so the angry mob decided to stare, because there were no angry mob supplies. Afterwards, they had tea and crumpets. The end. Story number 13, I think. Sir Francis the Pen decided to travel to the other side of the writing desk. He met with his friend Petey, the pool cue. Unfortunately, Sally's sticky notes couldn't make it. She had to stay home because she had a paper cut. Then her finger fell off. Oh dear, no more slicing until the olden eyes of fanfare. But they couldn't, and no more slicing occurred. Instead, they ordered Chinese food, and the Chinese turned them all into not-so-superheroes. The end. posts that are written as if they just came out of my head and weren't really edited except for grammar. So let's, I think I will start with one called Sometimes, because it kind of explains like the way I talk. Okay, hang on. Okay, so this is called Sometimes. Sometimes, when I'm lying in bed waiting for my brain to shut down so I can fall asleep, I'll think of something. Of course, when I'm lying in bed with my overactive brain jumping up and down, I'm always thinking of something. But sometimes, and only sometimes, I will think of something different. I know that I always think of things differently. Sometimes, though, I will think of a different thing and also think about it differently than if I were somebody else. Somebody else's brain might not jump up and down, and mine doesn't always. Sometimes it dances, but maybe theirs just strolls along lamplit avenues and falls asleep very fast, so that their thoughts just blend into their dreams. Then when they wake up, they forget it all, and whatever was different becomes something sane again. Sometimes, when I'm lying in bed, and my brain is walking backwards on a ceiling, I will think of something different, and then I will want to not fall asleep, because I might lose it. I will think very hard on a different something, so hard that my brain is thinking of the something in 6 different ways at once. stay in the moment. I stretch it out for ages and everybody gets tugged along. If they don't want to come, I freak. If they come along because they're too nice to say otherwise, I freak. I need to find a place where I don't have to freak. Anybody else feel like that? That is the introvert slash extrovert crisis. The introverts that when they're around people that they love, and for the most part can be themselves around, they just, they come out and they want to be all extroverted and sanguine and people. And then there come these little middle moments. Sorry for the weird sounds. It's the chair that I'm sitting in. These like weird middle moments come along, and then you're just at a crisis because part of you wants to be extrovert and part of you wants to be introvert. And that little part of you that makes the most sense barely exists because where's the middle ground between being introvert and extrovert? And it's very confusing and annoying. is the author of Stardust, another book that I love. He wrote this collection of really short stories called The Calendar of Tales. These people on Twitter submitted like sentence story ideas, and he wrote really short stories, one for each month, that was prompted by a tweet. And you can look that up. Neil Gaiman, A Calendar of Tales. Anyway, so I was reading them. I didn't quite finish all of them, but I was just like, I feel inspired, so I wrote this story, and it's a summer story. I don't know which month, probably August. So, yeah, it's called Stars of the Indigo Sky. Okay. When there's been a fight, and the deadly silence of slammed shut doors can't lull me to sleep, I sneak out my window onto the roof and talk to the stars. You never know just how deep the sky is until you stare and stare, and then realize that you can never see through to the end. And midnight isn't blue, but it's not black either. It's indigo, with a depth that sinks down into your eyeballs till the whole world is tinted rich purple blue. On and in that indigo sea float the stars, the tiny spatters of light spread across the whole of the ocean sky and far up into it, glowing from generations away. Still, they always hear me when I need to talk, offering an empathetic shine. Our conversations start out quiet. I'll mention how stuffy it gets inside the house, how the fan can't blow the heat from angry words away. I'll complain that no matter how many pillows you hide under, your hurting heartbeat will always sound loud in your ears and keep you up anyway. Then I'll rattle off a dozen things that have been bothering me and that it's so stupid that they do, because I really don't have a bad life all the time, and the complaining doesn't make anything better, so why am I wasting my breath on it? Then I'll stop. I lie back on the slightly uncomfortable shingles, stare, and sink up and up into the indigo. Under the night, I'm bathed in starlight. I'll let my breath out, not knowing I was holding it in, and with that release come the words. Slowly at first, words tumble from my throat, tripping over tongue and lips as they all try to escape my mouth first. I exclaim how beautiful the stars are. The indigo is so dark, so majestic. When did the sky get so big? Does it keep getting bigger, or am I getting smaller? They feel like a grain of sand in an endless indigo desert. Where do the stars go when the sun comes out? Do they retreat behind the blue to sleep in their ocean beds? How many stars are there? Do they all have names? After that, I start to name them. When I'm done naming them, after my tongue is tired and sticking to the roof of my mouth, dry and dejected, I sigh. The sigh means I'm not discontented anymore. The stars, with all of their omniscience and silent conversation, have taken all my empty words and tossed them into the rolling indigo sea, to be washed away and never seen again. I draw pictures with the stars for dots. My constellations are always bigger and more elaborate than those already known. My eyelids droop. The indigo carries me away, while stars sing silent songs inside my mind. It's a story that I'm particularly proud of, not because it's something that's so well written, but it's very, and it's not strictly real life, but it's very much my heart and soul in the way that I do talk to the stars or the moon or trees or whatever, and when people talk to inanimate makes your thoughts seem to make more sense. It gets your emotions out there in real words instead of just going inside your head, you know. So yeah, I always say, if you don't have someone to talk to, don't talk to yourself. Talk to your invisible friends, or anything. Don't just think to yourself. Talk to something. There's another story. It's called Lights. And this young filmmaker on YouTube, Joshua Chislett, that's what his channel's called. He has this really, really short film. He has two called Lights, or The Lights. But the first one was just like 1 minute long. But it had the potential to be incredible inspiration for a bajillion, well, not a bajillion, but lots of stories. And I watched it a while ago, and then I came back and I watched it again, and I still really like it. And so I wrote this story based on the scene that we watch in the film. So I'll just read it for you. Lights. The sun had almost full set beyond the hill when he found me. I dared to hope, and now he strode toward me. His legs ate up the ground like always, but still, it seemed an ageless moment before they stopped a few feet from my knees. My knuckles clenched, the dry grasses encased my fists, until I realized I couldn't feel them anymore. With an effort, I released the grass, looking up at the gangly-limbed boy in front of me. I licked my lips. No words escaped. He stayed silent, as if only a sound from me could break the glass between us. My mind searched for the right thing to say. No words surfaced. One hand broke off more grass to crumble in my fist. Our eyes stared into the other's soul like all the words in the world could be found there, and read, and understood. Slowly, gangly legs folded onto the ground, and my eyes lowered with his. Again, I forced my fist open, and scraped the torn bits of grass from the crevices in my palm. His own hand twitched, like it knew it belonged to mine. I was afraid to look away from his eyes, so I kept the stare while my hand rose up to meet his. First, fingertips. His hands were calloused, and I knew every print and groove, while I traced my own down to rest gently between his. Palms met. And then, light. Not like sunlight, not like starlight, not false light from electricity. Pure, untainted light, pouring out from my soul, racing down my arm, and overflowing onto our clasped hands. His eyes left mine to gaze on this marvel, our hands glowing with a warm, colorful light, pulsing softly with our matching heartbeats. I watched his mouth smile, and the light reflect in his eyes, and his hand hold mine. And release it. Slowly, hesitantly, he pulled his hand